I've been a Hollywood tour guide for about 8 to 10 years.
We're just waiting for Tom. When Tom gets done, you know how it is. Somebody's got to relieve themselves at opportune times.
It's better than most of the 400 jobs I've had.
There's the #1 driver right there, Big Tom. There it is.
There are tour guides who don't know anything about show business, but if you can be entertaining.
That's why each one of you guys were chosen, because of the way that you guys carry yourselves over all these other Hollywood drivers. So let's roll. Let's get out of here.
Okay, if you look up on the right, you're going to see the Charlie Chaplin Studios. That's the red brick studio up here. That was built in 1917. And he made all of his movies there, including The Gold Rush. It's just down the block from the El Pollo Loco, where Brad Pitt wore a chicken costume when he first got here from Missouri. It's a historic landmark. But you'll notice now there's a giant Kermit the Frog standing on the roof. It's now the Jim Henson Company, where they make all the Muppet movies.
Hey, what happened?
You'll see Kermit is holding Charlie Chaplin's hat in one hand and his cane in the other. Two of the props from Charlie Chaplin's favorite character, the Little Tramp. And Chaplin was really anxious to work with First National Pictures, but he didn't have a studio at the time. So he decided to buy a 10-room house with 5 acres of lemon, orange, and peach trees right there in the heart of Hollywood. They had built a perfect unit complete with developing plan, cutting room, all the offices, many of them which are still there today. He also built himself a home right on the property. Charlie Chaplin wanted 6 English-style buildings arranged as to give the effect of a picturesque English village street for whenever he got homesick. Charlie Chaplin even left his footprints in the once wet cement outside of the studio Soundstage 3, possibly inspiring Sid Grauman to create his famed Chinese theater forecourt with all the famous footprints and handprints in cement. The Charlie Chaplin Studios has gone through a number of transitions before it became the Jim Henson Company. It was actually at one time the A&M Studios where We Are the World was recorded. Many of the recording industry's greatest stars have recorded albums and videos at the studios, including Styx, The Carpenters, The Police, Moody Blues, Oingo Boingo, Soundgarden, and Van Morrison. Music videos filmed at the lot include Every Breath You Take and Ray Parker Jr.'s Ghostbusters. In February 2000, Jim Henson's children purchased the studio for $12.5 million to serve as the new home of the Jim Henson Company. The lot was used as the set for the abandoned Muppet Studios in the Muppets movie. The elderly Chaplin briefly revisited his former studio in 1972 when he made his only return trip to America just to accept an honorary Academy Award. And there you have it, a plot of land with roots buried deep in Hollywood lore. You want to see another? No problem, let's go. Hey, you guys on the next tour?
Want to see some martial artists? You got like Bruce Lee or something?
I have his illegitimate son, Nick Cage.
You lying, let me see.
That'll work. Right there, that's his place. You'll love it. It's so nice to see couples doing things together these days. Okay, come on in. There we go, and we're on our way. This is Bel Air. They used to lock that gate, and everybody that entered Bel Air would have to talk to the security guard to get in. A lot of famous people lived up here. The Reagans lived up here. Elizabeth Taylor. Richard Gere has a place up here. Here we have the Fresh Prince of Bel Air right on the right. There's Starline. I started off with Starline.
Hi, guys.
Working for them, and you want to put a gun in your mouth. Now we're coming up to Nicolas Cage's place.
Oh, yeah.
We fortunately went out one time to look at a house, and we turned the corner, and the house was gone. It was scheduled for remodel.
What are they doing here?
Oh, is it under construction?
There used to be trees here. You couldn't see any of this. It was originally owned by Dean Martin when he had that variety TV show. Dean Martin finally sold it to Tom Jones, and Tom Jones sold it to Nicolas Cage. What was once a beautiful red castle of a building now looks like there's major renovations.
Is Nicolas Cage here?
Hey, what happened to Nicolas Cage? Can you believe this? There's nobody living here. This is sad. I love this place. Cage allegedly owns 12 houses. Takes a lot of terrible movies to pay that off.
Some stars move, some houses aren't available to look at. They're under construction. We definitely don't want to be showing a house or turning a corner and have all the windows boarded up.
I don't know who looks worse lately, Nicolas Cage or his place. Excellent work, guys. Don't forget lunch break, tequila, and women. Wait till you see what's coming up next.
Yes!
Yeah.
Here we go. These are the pros.
Yeah. Johnny K here and Tom, whatever his name is.
Hi, Tom Neuhoff right here.
Tom will talk your ear off.
I'd like to say that California is my favorite state because it's the only state where there are no outstanding warrants for me.
Good morning, guys. Hi.
Nice to meet you guys.
Tom, how you doing?
Michelle, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what are we touring today?
Well, we'll go all through Hollywood here. Are there any stars that really fascinate you, that you're interested in?
I've always been a fan of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, you're going to love this tour then.
Yeah?
Hop in. I've got a lot of
Great.
places to show you. There we go, and we're on our way. We're going to go by one of our competitors here. Okay, here on the right, you see this burgundy van? Hey, Joe, where'd you get your van? Salvation Army? That was my ex-boss. Here's the oldest restaurant in Hollywood, the Pig and Whistle, 1927. You see on the left the El Capitan. It was built in the 30s. Probably the most beautiful movie theater you'll ever see. There's Marilyn Monroe. Look at that gazebo on the left. That's Marilyn Monroe at the very top.
How many places did Marilyn live in this town?
There's got to be at least 3 or 4 I know of. One is next to Gene Kelly's house near Rodeo Drive. And then right up here at the Roosevelt, she was staying here when she was a model. This is where her career took off. She was very, very jealous of Elizabeth Taylor because back then Elizabeth Taylor made a fortune. She always felt that she was underpaid. And she also said that no woman on the planet looks better naked than she does. If those walls could talk.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I used to drive ambulance for Schaefer's Ambulance, who picked up Marilyn Monroe. And this is a story only the ambulance drivers at Schaefer's tell. They put her in the back of the Cadillac ambulances back then, start to drive off. And the dispatcher calls and says, you have to take Marilyn back home. And they were called out 3 hours later to pick up her dead body. At the time, the studios controlled an actor's life, and they may have wanted a doctor to see her and not be taken to a public hospital on a drug overdose. The scandal would be horrible. Or it may fall back to the controversy, the conspiracy with the Kennedys. She did threaten to reveal to the public she was having an affair with both Kennedys. No one knows for sure, and it can't be proven. So that's one of the many mysteries of Hollywood. If you all like that, wait till you see what's coming up next.
Out of 10 companies that I've rode on, 9 of them took me to homes that don't even house stars. People don't even live there.
My last boss, she texted me once, I have some ladies from Brazil. They want to see Leonardo DiCaprio's house. Point to any house, say it's his.
We're not into taking people around Los Angeles and showing them balconies with trees in front of them and saying it's any old home.
And that goes on a lot.